Thank you for joining me today, Kathryn. It is such amazing news that you're part of our team at Merthyr Town. Obviously, you're a Merthyr girl, and being at the club for 10 years as a ball girl, and now years later coming back to help the team. How did it feel in those 10 years? How was it like watching the games and being a part of the club in a way?
My family, were huge Merthyr fans. I'm talking back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. My grandmother and my late aunts and things used to have a very important role in the club. They'd be there every game, making the teas and coffees, I think, and then my dad, when he was little, he was, an avid supporter, and my uncle was, Kath Morgan was a ball boy, where from the time I think he was 2 until he was 5, not ball boy, mascot, from the age of 2 to 5, and he is in, there is evidence in the Magic Moments in Merthyr Tydfil book, and there are photographs of my uncle on numerous occasions, there. So I think for me, when I started playing football, obviously you never know where you're going to get to, that's the truth. A very close gang of school boys taught me the game. In primary school in Ysgol Santes Tydfil, and I nagged them to join in, and I had to bide my time and and earn the respect, I think. So I'd watch them every day and then come home and practice every night and then go back the next day to show them what I'd done. And then in the end, I was suddenly getting chosen quite early on when everyone used to stand against the wall and you'd pick teams. I was in goals for about 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden, my popularity shot up, I think. And so I'm indebted to those boys, and I am to this day, for coaching me. And then obviously, it was natural, I think, for my dad to take me to watch Merthyr. And my kind neighbour then, if my dad wasn't available, I would always walk up with him. And I don't even know how it happened, but I joined the Junior Martyrs and made some friends from there. And I think they were just fed up of seeing me up there every day, every Saturday and every evening game. I was always there. And I can't even remember. I think it was Mel, a guy called Mel, who was quite influential in the club with the organisation. And he just asked me once to be a ball girl. And I sat on the floodlight next to the dugout. And it was Lynn Jones at the time. Good old Lynn Jones, who's sadly no longer with us. But he, I was just in awe of listening to the conversation and the, feisty words, I think, and the passion and the aggression, and just running to get the ball, watching the subs warm up, saying hello to him. I just thought that they all knew me then. And I was there for nearly 10 years on the same floodlight, for the Atalanta game. I was there. And to this day, Kevin Rogers is still my hero. He was always a hero as a young girl growing up. And obviously, thankfully, I see him regularly enough to catch up and have a chat. And he is still, out of all the places I've been, of all the internationals I've played, Kevin is still my hero. And I just feel super fortunate that I was able to witness the quality of football that Merthyr produced in my era, and I'll always be thankful for that.
That's awesome. 10 years as a ball girl and all the stories and all the games you would have watched. That's absolutely brilliant. So a bit more about your career, Kath. Obviously, you had a big part to play with Wales for many years, and being a part of Jane Ludlow's squad and coaches is absolutely amazing. So could you just tell us a little bit more about that, a little bit of the background over the last couple of years, what you've been up to in a way?
I had my first cap for the national team in 1995. So I was just 18. I'd played, I think it was 6 club games for Inter Cardiff, and then there was a trial, and I was just sent along to a trial without any inkling of where that trial would take me. And I was very fortunate to play at the time with very experienced players. And the truth is, Jack, in that trial, every time I had the ball, I would just have an instruction from a very, very, experienced player. Down the line, inside, back, cross it where I would just listen. And I just stood out possibly on that trial because not from me, I wasn't making any decisions. They were just helping me play the game. And then before I knew it, you know, I was named in the squad. So my first cap was 95. And then I stayed with the national team for almost 15 years. But obviously in those days, you'd only play every other season. So, you know, I mean, I was the first female to get a 50 caps, which is, you know, at the time it was a big thing. But truth is now, you know, girls who are 24 years old get 50 caps because they play so many games. So, you know, but it is nice, obviously, to, you know, to be the first. But, you know, in context now, the girls play a lot more games, whereas it was more of an occasion when we played. You know, we'd have to, you know, go to work in the day, train in the evening on your own. You know, be out all day, playing, you know, traveling the UK to play. And then obviously I retired in 2008 when a young Belgium left-sided player kept running past me for 90 minutes, like as if I wasn't there. And I was thinking, like, I thought I was fit. Like I do pride myself on my level of fitness. And I'd worked really hard for this game, and it was just demoralizing. There's nothing I could have done to stop this 18-year-old running past me. And I was thinking, wow, you're done. You know what I mean? There's nothing else you can do now. If you can't play at the top, I wasn't interested. You know, I always prided myself on working hard and standing out. And yeah, I think that decision was kind of made for me in that game. And then I coached all the way through my career. So I was running Centre of Excellences. I was running in Wales under 14s, Wales under 16s. So all the way through university, I coached Jess Fishlock when she was 9. You know, things that stay in your mind. And so I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. So I persisted with my coaching badges. And then as soon as I retired, I got invited straight back to be a part of the assistant backroom staff with the various managers. And then I was fortunate enough to work with Jarmo Matikainen for the 5 years that he was manager. So I was assistant to him, which was an amazing period. He's such a gentleman, such a professional. I learned so much from him. And then obviously just fell away from it for a couple of years. And then when Jane had the job, possibly after 3 or 4 years that Jane was involved, I got asked to come back in to head up the 17s. And I did that for 3 years. So yeah.